Good morning. My name's Rebecca. I live in the city of Detroit. I have 4 children who depend on me for their survival. They also depend on water for their survival. Hamrich is set to shut my water off today. It is the 8th of July, 2019. I am anticipating in at least an 85-degree day. I will be facing off against Hamrich today if I have to. Water is a right. If 80% of our bodies are made of water and we cannot live without it, then like air, it is a human right. And I am prepared to take that ideal and assertion to the furthest extent of the law, even if it means that I have to sit in jail for a while, because that's how much my children mean to me. And never, ever, ever would I let them go a day in their lives without water. So whatever that means, that's the sacrifice I'm willing to make in order to push it places obviously it needs to go. I've lived in the city of Detroit for over 10 years. I've seen a lot of stuff go on. I've seen a lot of, and dealt personally with a lot of bullshit. From water to housing to utilities, specifically electric and housing. I've dealt with all these things. The one that disturbs me the most is the water, because I can live without housing. I can live without electricity. I can live without a vehicle. They've attempted to strip everything from me because I don't have money, because the state won't let me drive. So it's difficult to keep money in my pocket, and it's been a uphill battle when it comes to surviving. The state of Michigan likes to drain people of the blood out of their veins. They're vampires, straight up vampires, the whole government. The way it's set up, the laws that are made, the enforcements, police, politicians, utility workers, all of it. It's just a huge setup. This is why I'm doing this. Because it needs to be done. How many thousands of children in this city, how many more, will be taken by some agency and molested and harvested for their organs and just disappear off the face of the earth because Hamrich showed up to turn off their water? I really would like somebody to look into this, because this is the thing. Once your kid's in the system, you can't track them. No one can track them. The only one who has authority over them is the agency that took them. And the agency that took them can hide them. Oops, I lost them. Are they reprimanded? Do they get any consequences? No. Why? Because it's an industry. Just like the water, just like the housing, just like all of this. It is all based on exploitation. And exploitation of the people that are the most vulnerable in the situations. So I'm here to say, fuck that. Fuck Hamrich. Fuck DTE. Fuck the city of Detroit if they want to fucking try and keep people out of houses that they deserve and that their families have tried to hold down for half of a fucking century. Fuck all of that. Fuck any of you motherfuckers who think you're going to take basic rights from people without any kind of fucking backlash or a fight. Without someone stepping up and saying, fuck you, I will put my life on the line. Because it's that important. Because it is my life. if I go out in 90-degree weather and I die from hydration because you turned my water off. If my children were to die from hydration, oh, that's right, because it's my fault for keeping them in the home. What if I have nowhere else to go to? My dad smokes crack. He's a fucking loser over in Brightmoor. He has no water. Can't go there. My mother's dead. I signed up for Section 8 housing. I've been on the waiting list for 6 years. Have they called me? No, they're not going to call me. Because I took things into my own hands and I got the deed to my own home in order to provide for my kids, because the state will never provide for my family. They'll act like they're going to. They'll act like they want to. They'll act like I don't qualify. They'll act like there's something wrong with me in order for me not to get help. They'll act like I just want to leech off the system my entire fucking life. Excuse me, but food stamps doesn't cut it. I never get cash from the state. The only time I ever gotten cash from the state was when I was pregnant and I had placenta previa. And the doctor told me, if you work, you will lose the baby. Okay? And my tubes are tied. I'm done having kids. Okay? But I have no family. So I made a family. And now my family is being threatened. Why? Because the state of Michigan, because the city of Detroit wants to exploit its citizenry instead of building them up. We pay our government to lift us up, not bring us down. You don't pay a government to fuck you over. And that is what we're doing from every angle, every single time a tax dollar goes into their motherfucking pockets. So, I can't live like this anymore. I've been living like this, okay? When I came into this house, someone had scrapped out the pipe coming in, and there was water just flowing across the floor going into the drain. And I see it every single day when I'm traveling around the city. Water coming up out of the street. Water coming up out of houses because somebody ripped a $5 piece of brass out of the basement and did $10,000 plus worth of damage. And that's besides the point, because if people aren't desperate, they don't do desperate things, fucking period. Okay? Nobody wants to have to break the law. Nobody wants to have to go to these measures in order to just survive. Okay? So that's even besides the point. My point is, there is water flowing from so many points, just freely up, flowing up out of the street, flowing up out of buildings. How are you going to turn around and tell me that my kids cannot have water, that I cannot have water, when you have so many places in your own city where you guys are not fixing the water and it's just flowing up out of the motherfucking ground because you guys are negligent? Because your city decided to boot people out of houses. Your city decided to not take the hardest hit funds and actually help people, but to take the hardest hit funds and to demolish buildings. Does it help anybody? Does it help house anybody? Does it help them keep stability so they can pay for things like water or electricity? No, it doesn't. And your whole system's fucking whacked. It's goddamn backwards. How the fuck am I supposed to pay my taxes when my fucking electric and water's due? How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to work when I stand there at the bus stop and the bus doesn't show up? Or it shows up just late enough that by the time I get to the job, the person's sending me away saying, oh, sorry, you should live closer to the work that you're seeking. Find a different job. When you are being bombarded from every single angle that there is to be bombarded, are you supposed to be sane? Are you supposed to be calm? Are you supposed to obey the law? The law is a crock of shit. The law is created to exploit the people who give the law the life it has. Yeah. The law is made to destroy, at least from what I can see. So, as long as you pieces of shit are hell-bent on destruction, I'm hell-bent on doing whatever the fuck I have to do to survive and to provide for my family, and I will never apologize for that, and I don't have to. It is called right to life. When 80% of my body is made up of water, that is my right to life. My right to life. You can't take that from me. You never will. You can drain the blood from my fucking veins and bury me in a goddamn hole before you will take my fucking water. Fuck you. I will fight to the death. Heads up. Hi. You better fucking put a bullet in my head, bitch. Because I'm coming for all of you.